Before I start putting all the plates on, I thought it'd be neat to see inside of them so you can see what it looks like. So here's your shifter. These are your shifting rods up through here. Your reverse and your first, second, third, fourth. They come up through here. And down inside here, you can see the rods are down inside. This is one of the cover plates up on top. And you kind of see right there, I can't point and hold the flashlight. But there's a stud sticking out right here. See that? It looks like it must adjust your reverse. And you can adjust it from the outside here. So, there you go down here. This is the next plate in the back. Transmission's here and it comes out. You can see down there. There's your, I think that's your output shaft right there with your gear going over to your transfer case. And then, so I thought it was kind of neat. And there's that weird castle nut looking thing that you have a special tool for to take it off. And also this is where you would put this piece here. You take this off and put your overdrive in and it would connect up to this somehow in there. So over here, I'll move over to the other side. We'll take a look in that one. All right, we're on the other side. Now here's your four-wheel drive shaft going right here. I think that's what actuates your low gear or four-wheel drive of some sort, but I just thought it's neat because you never see what's underneath any of this stuff. So it'll focus down in the inside there. There you go. You see some of the gears, and the gears actually all look pretty good. I don't see any missing teeth or any scrapes or nothing like that, so it's looking pretty good. Then up here, here's the rod here that we're looking at back here. And it comes up to here, and this is the one for your four-wheel drive, your high and low right here. This does your four-wheel drive here with a pin. And then this rod moves in and out. They both move in and out right there. So that's pretty neat. Just something kind of different you don't see because everything's always covered up and you got cover plates and stuff. So, and that's your reverse lockout here. This plate, it's spring loaded. You lock out your shifter there. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Okay, back to work. I have my plates. They're the plates that go onto here and here and here. So I painted those all up, and I only painted one side of them. This side that's down that goes against will be covering it up. This one's going to be splashed with gear oil all the time and everything. It's always going to be getting hit with gear oil. So I didn't put paint on this side so it doesn't flake off and go into the gearbox or anything like that. So I left that just plain metal. I didn't paint that side. I only painted the outside. It's actually going to get weather. The inside, just leave it plain. So I have a gaskets here. They're cork gaskets that came with a transmission gasket kit. So I have a gasket for here and a gasket for there. But this one up here for the shifter, it didn't have a gasket on it. And there was no gasket in the parts catalog. So I'm going to put a little tacky gasket sealant around the edge here just to keep it, just a little bit of it, so it keeps anything from going in there. And also, when you put on cork gaskets, I always put grease on both sides of the gasket. And then as you tighten it down and snug it down, the grease goes inside the cork and it'll actually make it swell. So then it makes it and it'll fill in any gaps that are around. So, got my bolts, gaskets, everything together. I'm going to throw all these on there. I have the cover plates on here and here. And then this one also. And don't forget, there's a little breather hole right here that you want to make sure that's clear when you clean and paint this plate, that your paint doesn't get stuck in there. So make sure all your breather's open. Well, since we're replacing the seals up on the top of the transmission and transfer case, this is also another one down below we need to do. So I started turning this one by hand, and this bolt this one is even tight. So it could be one of the reasons why it's leaking. So I'm gonna pull this cover off, and we'll take a look on the inside of this, and we'll put a new seal on there as well. Well, I'm down here putting the studs back in because some of the studs came out with the nuts whenever I took the cover plate off. So as I was cleaning down here, I noticed this. You see this dirt line right here? Like from it sitting for so long, there was a dirt line that went across. So I was cleaning it up. You can kind of see. See that? It's just a nasty dirt line just from sitting there for so long out in the field where it was. So I cleaned that up, and it's pretty neat seeing all the gears up in there. This is coming out from your transmission here. Using your different gears. I don't know which is what and what is which, but here's the rear is right there. So it's turning that one as I turn the drum. So that's pretty neat. Alrighty, back to work. Just thought it'd be neat for something to see. So this is the transfer case cover plate that goes underneath that we were just looking at. And I got it all prepped and painted and everything. And I didn't paint this side because this is the side that's going to be in oil all the time. And that's still the original paint on the inside. But I did clean the surfaces up around the edges. So, as the gasket that goes onto this, I was starting to prep it. And of course, being honest on this channel, as I am, I started putting tacky cement on there, and it got stuck on the box and ripped it, and I screwed it all up. So, went to the local auto parts store, went to O'Reilly's, and bought some cork. So I'm going to make my own gasket now because I'm not buying another gasket. So open this up. It's 16th inch thick cork. That is 10 inch by, it says it's 24 inches long, so that's pretty long. So I'll show you how to make a gasket. Sometimes, a lot of times, making the gasket turns out nicer than the ones you actually buy. So you take it, line it up to a corner, line it up so you're in the corner so you don't use too much. Grab a Sharpie, trace it around it. So when you go into the holes, you want to move your marker around like this so it fills up the whole hole, and you can see how much is left over. So whenever you take the cover off, now you can see that's how big you need to cut to make it so the stud can go through. So we go over here, we flip it over, and we measure the edge here. And we're roughly about 3/4 of an inch from here to here. So I'll measure around 3/4 of an inch. I'll go 3/4 of an inch around to make a square right here. So let me get to that and I'll be right back. So I got my gasket made, and here's the piece. I cut it out of the one piece. So you just take this and roll it on up and throw it in a drawer for the next gasket that you need. And then also the centerpiece that I cut out of the gasket is still good, so that's still good gasket paper too, so you can roll that right in with the rest of the roll. So then you got enough paper cork gasket to last you for the next 20 years, because this one here, this other one piece that I've had this for at least over 20 years. And it's still, I use it for carburetor gaskets and whatever little gaskets. So, you know, it's worth, it was only like $8 or something like at the store. So, anyways, I got the gasket made. And then for the holes, I've always just made a square for the holes. Where that black Sharpie was kind of filled in that hole. I'll put a square right where that is and cut it out. So you got that there. And also to make the lines on the inside of it, to make it square, is I bought one of these. In America here, we have a store, it's called a dollar store, and everything's $1. So you can find really nice, simple tools like this. It has English on one side, has metric on the other side, and it's a square, just a simple square. So you can use that to line up your corners and mark everything and get it all straight. So it's working out pretty good. So I'm going to go over to the truck and install the gasket, and we'll get over there and put that all on. So here we are under the truck. Got my gasket on. I put the tacky cement on the transfer case, and then I pushed the seal on. And you can see, even though I made squares, it lines up perfectly with the holes. Like it goes right on there and slides on there perfectly, and it holds itself nice and snug. So then here's the cover plate that goes onto the bottom. Also, I forgot to mention that these holes here on the inside, they were kind of all pushed up in all different ways. So I had to actually take a file and then on the inside of it and file down all the metal, all the holes, because the previous person who put the nuts on here didn't put washers on there and didn't put lock washers or anything. So there was no washers. Like I got a washers here, and I can find there you go. Then a lock washer, and then your Whitworth bolt goes on. So those weren't on there before. So a lot of the bolts, the nuts bottom down onto the stud, or it twisted and it pushed these holes inward into the chassis, and the seal pushed out, so it actually made a dimple on all the plates on the inside. So I took a file and filed them all down smooth. So they're all nice and flat now, the surface, the other sealing surface. So hopefully that doesn't leak. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to work on getting all these on, going the whole way around. And then I'll just let that sit there and dry for a day or so before I actually fill it up. Which, in another video, I'm going to be filling up all the fluids everywhere. So, okay. Have the cover plate now on. I'm going to let this dry for a few days, and then I can start filling with fluid. So this will be the end of the video. So thank you everybody for watching, liking, subscribing, and watching all the videos going along. It's been great. Thank you for all the comments. They're always great to watch and read, and the positive words of encouragement are awesome too. So you guys are awesome. Stay awesome, and I'll see you on the next awesome video. Alrighty. Bye-bye, everybody.